Hello student, here your teacher Amita. Hopefully you are enjoying your studies at home. Okay, so this is the continuation of the poem A Roadside Stand. This is my third video. In first video I have given you the introduction of the poem, summary of the poem, and I have told you about the poet. In the second video I have told you first three stanzas of the poem. So today we are going to continue the poem A Roadside Stand. As you can see on the screen, there are 23 to 51 lines on your screen and you can read it very easily. I am going to recite the poem first, then I will explain it in detail. It is in the news that all these pitiful kin are to be bought out and mercifully gathered in to live in villages next to the theatre and the store where they won't have to think for themselves anymore, while greedy doers, beneficent beasts of prey, swarm of their lives enforcing benefits that are calculating to soothe them out of their wits. And by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all day, destroy their sleeping at night the ancient way. Sometimes I feel myself I can hardly bear the thought of so much childish longing in vain, the sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all day in almost open prayer for the squeal of brakes, the sound of a stopping car, of all the thousand selfish cars that pass, just one to inquire what a farmer's prices are, and one did stop but only to plough up the grass, in using the yard to back and turn around, and another to ask the way to where it was bound, and another to ask could they sell it a gallon of gas. They could not, this crossly had none, didn't it see? No, in country money, the country scale of gain, the requisite lift of spirit has never been found. Or so the voice of the country seems to complain. I can't help owning the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of their pain. And then next day, as I come back into the scene, I wonder how I should like you to come to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. Now I am going to explain line by line from 23 to 31 lines. There is a news that these pitiable persons are to be brought out with all their belongings. They will be made to live in the villages. So there is a news that these persons who are in the miserable condition and they have roadside stand, they will be given a better life. They will be made to live in the villages. So it is said that now onwards they need not to think of themselves anymore. Greedy doers, greedy people pretending to be a good doers will take care of them. Means greedy people are saying that they will take care of these miserable people, the people who have made roadside stand, the rural peoples, those people who pretend to be kind. These greedy doers who pretend they are very kind towards them are actually flesh eating wild animals. Beasts of prey means flesh eating wild animals. Such cunning people will swarm over their lives to exploit them. Means these cunning peoples are going to exploit their life. They will force them to part with their money. They will mint money, befooling the innocent people. It means that these good doers will make them fool these innocent peoples and they will mint money, they will make money. They will make them work but themselves will sleep all the day. Means they will force them to work and they will sleep themselves. They will use their old games to destroy the sleep at night. So this was the description of the next stanza. Now listen carefully. I am going to tell you the meanings of the difficult words which came in this stanza. Means from line 23 to 31. First one is pitiful. It means merciful. kin, relatives, mercifully, having mercy, gathered, assembled, greedy good doer, greedy persons who pretend to be good, beneficent, generous, beasts of prey, violent meat eating animals like lion, means those wild animals, those violent animals who eat animals. As you know that lion eat the other animal. Swarm, assemble in large number. And forcing, doing by force. Benefits, it means profits. Calculated, it means planned before. Soothe, to make silent. Out of their wit, it means to make fools. Ancient, old. So these were the meanings of the difficult word which came in this stanza. Now I am going to explain you the next stanza. You can read the stanza and simultaneously you can understand the description also. Sometimes I feel myself I can hardly bear the thought of so much childish longing in vain. Means the people who are running the roadside stand are vainly waiting for their prospective customers. Means they are waiting at the roadside stand for the customer, that the customer will come and they will earn money, they will become better in their life. And the poet is saying that it is just childish behavior to entertain such a longing. Means they have a quite desire to earn money, but it is just a childish behavior, it is just a childish desire. The sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all day in almost open prayer. So they keep their windows open to wait for their likely customer. They are sitting at the window and they are waiting rigorously for their customer, that now the customer will come, now the customer will come, and they are waiting for the customers. When no one turns up, they feel sad, but there is nobody, and they feel very sad when nobody come over there. For the squeal of brakes, the sound of a stopping car, of all the thousand selfish cars that pass. It means they go on waiting throughout the day, praying for the sound of brakes, the sound of a stopping car, and thousands of selfish car owners pass through the stand. As you know that the passers-by go through the road and they didn't stop there, but the roadside stand owner waited for the customers. The sound of a stopping car also came over there. Thousands of selfish car owners passed through the stand. But what happened? Just once to inquire what a farmer's prices are. No one inquires what a price farmer around. It means what was the price of the produce over there. So they just stop there, but just waste their time, see the landscape, got irritated, but they never ask for the price of the produce. And one did stop, but only to plough the grass. And one passerby also stopped there. And what he did, he just ploughed the grass. Next is, in using the yard to back and turn around. One person stopped there, but just to turn around. He took his car and go back and then turn around and then move from there. Another to ask the way to where it was bound. One more person stopped there and he asked just for a gallon of gas, which is not sold over there. So these all people are coming over there, but not to purchase the fruits or the vegetables from the roadside stand. They just come for their selfish motives, just to take the turn over there, just to ask for the gallon of gas, just to plow the grass over there. And these all were the purposes to stop over there, but they didn't purchase any vegetable or fruit from the roadside stand. So these lines display that they all are selfish. They have no concern for the people who have made the road sign stand over there. The people, city dwellers who pass from there, they were selfish. They don't have any concern or they don't want to purchase something from the roadside stand. Okay, now let me tell you the meanings of the difficult word which came in this stanza. Hardly, it is with difficulty. Bear, tolerate. Childish, it means immature. Longing means strong desire. In vain, without any use. Inquire, to get information. Lurks, lies hidden. Squeal, cries. you came to know that there is a word squeal used in the stanza. It means cries of the car. Selfish cars. Now here you can see that car is an inanimate thing. It is an object, and selfish is the character of a human being. So here selfish is used with the car. So selfish car means selfish car owners. Blow up, turn over. Yard, open space, bound, leading to. Okay, my dear students, so this was the description of the stanza from line 33 to 43, and I have also described the meanings of the difficult words which came in this stanza. Now I am coming to the next stanza. Let us start. No in country money, the country scale of gain. The requisite lift of spirit has never been found, or so the voice of the country seems to complain. I can't help owning the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of their pain. And then next day, as I come back into the scene, I wonder how I should like you to come to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. So this was the last line. Let me explain the meanings of the difficult word which came in this stanza. Scale means level, gain, progress, requisite, desired, country, rural side, seems, appear, can't help means unable to help, owning, accepting, relief, comfort, at one stroke with one blow. Sane, sensible. Now let me describe the meaning line by line of this stanza. Here, the poet wants to tell us that the life of the people in the countryside is quite miserable for want of money. They don't have sufficient money to make both ends meet. Money which can increase the level of their living is not found here. So the rural people did not had sufficient money to live a good life. Due to lack of money, the spirit of the people always remain depressed. So these peoples remain depressed because of the lack of the money. So the rural people seem to complain of this drawback. Means they are complaining. They are complaining through their expressions that they don't have money. They also want to live better life. That's why they request to the passers-by through their expression to stop there and purchase something from there so that they can earn money and have better life. The poet feel a great relief if all the pain of these rural people are removed with one stroke. Here the poet urge, the poet wants, the poet desire that he wants to remove all the worries of these people in one stroke. But it is impossible. Their miserable life is worse than death. Next day he will expect that a person coming with an offer to take himself out of his pain. So this was the description of the last stanza. Now I am going to explain the poetic devices used in this poem. There are two examples of transferred epithet in a roadside stand. Number one is polished traffic, referring to the city dwellers who pass by the countryside, and sometimes they take out a moment to scrutinize the surrounding around them. The second is, I have already explained you while I explained the line by line explanation of this stanza. Selfish car is yet another use of a transferred epithet. This refers to the car owners who do stop at the roadside stand but to ask about the police or the gas station. Now you can see personification is also used in the poem. The sadness that lurks behind the open window there. The sadness that lurks behind the open window. So where sadness is an example of personification. Sadness dwells in the window, in the farmers, because they wait for cars to stop and make a purchase. Next is alliteration and oxymoron. Greedy good doer and beneficent beasts of prey are example of both alliteration and oxymoron. As you can see, greedy good doer. Here, greedy is totally opposite of good doer. So two opposite characters are used together. So this is oxymoron device. And in the next you can see beneficent beasts of prey. Burr burr sound is repeated. So it is the example of alliteration. So dear students, we have completed line by line explanation, meanings of the difficult word, used poetic devices in the poem, and I have explained it at length. Hopefully you have understood. Watch 3 videos again and again for the better understanding. Keep watching, keep learning, keep practicing. Goodbye.